Every week, I'm going to review a popular tip from the popular social media platforms, whether it be YouTube or TikTok or whatever. I'm going to review the most popular tips of the current week that we record the show. So let's take a look at one of the number one complaints I get from puppy owners and see how some other trainers would handle crate training. All right, so there we have a trainer who is letting a puppy just cry it out, learning, I guess, he's taking the cry it out method. Now we have a trainer who responded to that video, so let's take a look at that.
Y'all know that that's neglect, right? That is literally how you create separation anxiety. And somebody's probably paying him thousands. I mean, 1.1 million followers, he has to be good, right? Yep, he's very good at getting followers. If you are struggling with crate training, you need to put your puppy on a schedule. You're probably realizing right now that you had no idea what you were signing up for, and if you could do it again, you might have not gotten a puppy. Those little fuckers are chaotic. But what your puppy needs is a lifestyle that is best suited around your lifestyle and healthy enrichment tools. If you can meet your dog's biological needs, both physically and mentally, then crate time, nap time, break time, the time to just chill out will become super easy. But if you're not meeting those biological needs, you haven't done research on the breed, you're not giving your dog healthy enrichment opportunities, then they're gonna cry in the crate. Your dog wants to live. And if you'd like more free help, I'm not gonna promote myself, go to her.
All right, so we have kind of I think a feud going on here, possibly. The first trainer goes by the name of Gotta Train on TikTok, if you want to check him out, and come up with your own opinion. But based off of this video, I'm going to try to not be biased towards him or the other trainer based off of what I know about them prior, because Gotta Train has had some questionable videos in the past. But based off of this video alone, you hear a puppy whining in the background. You have him kind of smiling and dancing, indicating that he's not concerned about his puppy whining and that his puppy has to learn that it's okay to be alone. Then we have the next trainer comes in and says he goes by a pet teacher on TikTok, and he makes an accusation of neglect. He says, that's neglect, right? Well, if it's neglect, well, let's put it this way. The trainer is not directly neglecting the dog in the sense of needs that the dog desires or needs, like food and water and other types of needs, shelter and all those types of things. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's neglect. I'd say that it's a technique called the cry it out method, also known as an extinction event. He is taking a behavior like whining in the crate, and he's trying to teach the dog that whining does not work by allowing it to not work. Now, it is a method that I use on occasion under specific circumstances. Here is the issue with this technique, in my opinion. If your house is designed in a way in which the common traffic in your house is directed towards wherever your puppy's crate is at, then you simply walking, let's say, to the laundry room to do laundry requires you to walk by the room where the dog's crate is at, and the puppy is whining the whole time, then you simply trying to get to the laundry room is reinforcing that behavior. Because puppy whines and cries, and then they hear footsteps getting closer, and they know that footsteps could mean that someone's coming to get them out. So if you have a situation like that, it's not a good method because you unintentionally reinforce the behavior. However, we have an accusation of neglect in this situation. He also says this is how you create. It's literally how you create separation anxiety. I have some issues with that. I actually use this technique to combat separation anxiety, and I'm very successful at it. Again, I teach a dog who has separation anxiety that they are okay alone by giving them the experience of being okay alone. It is as simple as that. The only way that you're able to teach them, you can't talk to the dog. You can't say, hey, buddy, you're going to be okay. I promise. I'm going to be back in just a moment. You simply have to leave them alone for them to learn that they are okay alone. How do they learn that? Through the process of repetition. Well, I've been alone several times now. I've been restricted of being able to harm myself or harm anything else around me through the process of proper crates, and I've been fine. Now, we'll get into how that's only a fraction of the process, but you have a struggling puppy, putting it on a routine? Yes, absolutely. As the trainer mentioned, putting it on a routine is a very good technique. He also says making sure that you meet all of your puppy's needs is going to make crate training a breeze. I disagree with that. I agree that you need to meet all of your puppy's needs before you crate them for any length of time. You cannot put your puppy in the crate when it is hungry, thirsty, needs to go to the bathroom, hasn't had mental or physical exercise, and then expect it to be okay in the crate. It's not going to work. However, meeting those dogs' needs is not going to also fix your dog who doesn't do well in the crate. You can very easily meet all of your dog's needs and still have a dog who doesn't do well in the crate. So I agree. Again, yes, meet all of your dog's needs before you put them in the crate. I disagree that that's going to fix your issue or even possibly make it easier. And I think ultimately that's an issue because he's creating confusion. Because you, as the viewer, has a puppy at home and you go, great, okay, I'm going to meet all my puppy's needs, and however, which way you interpret that, because he kind of leaves it open for interpretation. And then I'm going to put my puppy in the crate. Well, then your puppy is still not doing well in the crate. Your puppy's whining and crying and barking. Well, that leaves you confused as far as why is this not working? You think you're doing something wrong, or you come to the conclusion that that is not just all that the puppy needs. So again, this is a tip review, ultimately based off of just what we got in the video. I give this video a 4.8. Here's why. I give it a 4.8 and not less because what the trainer, the pet teacher says in the video is not necessarily wrong, other than his accusations of neglect and creating separation anxiety. That part is false. But what he says about creating a routine and a schedule and making sure that you meet all of your puppy's needs, food, water, potty, physical and mental exercise, mental stimulation, all true. I totally agree. So that part is not wrong. But he leaves it open for the issue of you trying that and doing that and also failing. So that's why I give him a 4.8. He's a little disingenuous on his advice. He gives no actual tangible advice, so it's kind of a bad video to review in the first place because he only gives kind of very vague advice. There's not really anything there tangible for you to put into practice unless you know what he's talking about when he says physical exercise, mental stimulation, and all the puppy's needs. Because a lot of people think physical exercise, let me take my dog on a run or my puppy on a run. Puppies shouldn't be running. Puppies shouldn't be walking long distances. So that kind of creates issues. And then I think false claims about causing separation anxiety. Again, I use that method as one of many to combat separation anxiety. The accusation of neglect and abuse, I have issue with it. I have issue with it. And I will get into this at some point in some episode, but we don't need that garbage. We don't need that garbage of the accusations of abuse and neglect. It is a method that is being used by many, many, many trainers. It is not just this guy's method. The gotta train guy. It is not his method that he created. This is used by a lot of people and successfully. I just spoke with a trainer, a colleague of mine, who was saying how he had a client who called on day one and said, hey, this whole waiting it out thing is not working. And he said, give me 24 more hours. And she called back in 24 hours and she said, okay, it worked. Dog's going right into the crate and sleeping immediately when it gets in there. Because they went through the process, and he said, just trust the process. That dog does not have separation anxiety today. So ultimately, I give it a 4.8. Thanks for watching, y'all. If you liked the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also like the video. If you want to watch the full-length episode, click on the video that's somewhere floating around here somewhere.